Hey, what's up, everybody? Hobo Mackie. Talking about morals today. I've been thinking about morals. Very interesting topic, very complicated topic, very subjective topic. Everybody's going to have their own opinion here. Um, just first off, I pretty much I agree with Nietzsche, the German philosopher, who basically said there is no moral truth. Um, that's not necessarily a popular opinion. Nobody wants to be seen as having no morals because then nobody's going to want to be your friend. Everybody's going to think that you're going to murder them or steal from them because you don't have any morals. But that doesn't, but believing in no moral truth does not mean I don't have morals. I do have a set of morals. My set of morals, it changes with conditions, with variables, day to day. But for the most part, like, I'm a good guy. I'm not gonna do anything that I think is morally wrong at any instant. But what I'm saying is, I don't believe morals are set in stone. Um, so let's take "Thou shalt not steal." Most people would say, "Hey, never should you steal. It's wrong to steal. It's morally wrong to steal." Um, and as somebody, like, I'm not saying that stealing is okay either. I'm saying that I don't think that there is any moral truth to stealing, right or wrong. Like, I don't think that it's right to steal. I don't think that it's wrong to steal. I don't believe there's any moral truth. So, obviously, like, I would never steal from a homeless person, or I would never steal candy from a baby. I feel like that's wrong. But what about, like, Robin Hood? Stole from the rich to give to the poor because the rich were holding down the poor. They were taxing the shit out of the poor and taking everything the poor has. And so Robin Hood came in and started stealing from the rich and giving it to the poor. I mean, what a noble concept, in my opinion. And that's to say, well, stealing is right in that instant. Today, I technically stole in that. So there's one of those donation machines where people take their unwanted clothes and shoes and they throw them in the machine, and somebody, I think, busted the lock and the whole door was wide open and there was just piles of clothes coming out of it. And I basically carry like one set of clothes with me everywhere I go. And I needed a new set of clothes. So I morally justified taking one set of clothes from the machine, which is technically stealing. But because the person who owns that machine, once they throw that into the machine, that person donated it to them and it's their property now. But then I went and stole from that machine, but I rationalize it by thinking that, well, I most everybody who's donating clothes into a machine, they just don't want to throw the clothes away. They just want the clothes to go to a good purpose or to go to somebody in need. And I am that person in need, okay? Um, and so there, first of all, all of thrift shops, I'm not gonna say all, that's too strong of a word, but most thrift shops, especially Goodwill. I hate Goodwill because, I mean, the name of the store is Goodwill, and I don't believe they do an ounce of Goodwill. I could be wrong, but most thrift shops are a scam. They all have these kind of names like Goodwill or now Salvation Army. I think they really do a lot of good. So I like Salvation Army. If you're going to donate your clothes, I prefer you give them to Salvation Army. I've gone into Salvation Army before, said, look, I'm desperate, I'm homeless, I just need a set of clothes, and they gave me a set. I've done the same thing to Goodwill, and they just laughed at me. They were like, no, dude. So yeah, I don't like Goodwill, but people they just want the clothes to go to somebody who's going to use them and go to a good purpose. And so, I didn't break into the machine. All the clothes were spilt out of it. But so every day no matter how strong your morals are, you're going to be presented with a moral dilemma where you don't know. There's always like these gray areas where part of you says one thing and part of you says another, and there isn't really a right or wrong. And Morals are very complicated. There's not very many things I can say for sure. I can say one thing for sure is that those who have the most morals are the least successful in life. I wish it wasn't true, but that's the truth. Like, I wish that life was that simple, where the most morally strong you are, the more good you do, the more good that happens to you. Um, but if you look at all the billionaires and the millionaires and all those extremely successful people, rarely are they morally sound people. They got to where they are by being greedy, by taking advantage of people, scamming, just taking advantage of the system. Uh, and a lot of times they're just not morally right people. We'll take Trump, for instance. Sorry to Trump lovers, but the guy is not a moral human being. And like I said, I don't think there is any moral rights and wrongs, so who cares? But the amount of small businesses that he put out of business simply just by choosing not to pay them and then forcing them to go to court, which they couldn't afford the court. And we all can say, definitely wrong. You shouldn't do that to small businesses and people who are just trying to get by, and you're a billionaire and you're going around just ruining people's lives like that. His Trump University, where, you know, it's a total con, it's a total scam, and he's just taking money from people who don't have money, and he's already a billionaire. I feel like that's all morally wrong and terribly morally wrong. But that's just an example. That's just one rich guy who got, who got to where he's at by taking advantage and doing horribly wrong things to people. And that most rich people are like that as well. Most rich people did not invent something awesome for human beings. They didn't do some noble cause. I look at I think the guy who created the TV. He got totally screwed by RCA. They just I forget exactly the history, but basically the guy who invented it, the TV, got nothing, and RCA basically stole the idea. Somehow maybe they patented it first or something, or somehow I think they took him to court for so many years until his patent worn off, and then they took advantage or something. But yeah, long story short, morals will hold you back in life, and that's a sad fact. That's one thing I truly believe. That's just the truth. It's a fact. It's true. I wish it wasn't true, but you can wish in one hand, shit in the other, and see which one fills up first. But that's life. Sometimes you gotta just. I like to look at life for what it is, not what I want it to be. And it doesn't mean that I say you should not have morals. I don't know. It's I feel like the most morally sound people are usually the poorest people. And actually, I am a morally sound person, and that's probably why I'm totally flat broke. I'm homeless. I have nothing, and I'm not going out there and hurting anybody at any time. I just won't do it. It's because I have very strong morals. I don't have anything on my conscience, which is nice. I know that I'm a good person, and that's nice. I sleep very well. I sleep very well every night. I know that I'm not hurting nobody out there. And actually, I'm very happy as well, even though I'm poor, and even though I don't have anything, I'm very happy. And whereas a lot of these rich people, they're miserable. It's not all. I don't know. I can't say for sure. I'm not rich, so I don't know. But they seem like a lot of them are committing suicide, and a lot of them just aren't happy. And a lot of them, the only way they achieve happiness is by getting richer. So it don't really matter how much money they have. But let's just put a $10 billion number on it. They're only going to be happy if they make another 10 billion. Then they're really happy they made 10 billion, or if they lose 10 billion, they're really sad. And and so their happiness is based on how much money they have. And for me, I'm totally, that's part of the reason why I'm totally against money. I don't let money dictate my happiness. I'm actually happiest without money. I really am. It creates a challenge for me, and people might understand, why would you be happy without money? And I definitely need money, but it's just temporarily. I need to get some money so that I can get some food, and it basically creates some sort of challenge and gives me something to do. I don't know. Like I said, morals is a very complicated. There's not very much when it comes to morality that I think that I know for a fact. I can basically take any moral. You take murder, for instance. You think that for sure murder is bad, and I've never killed anybody or nothing like that. But I am going to make an argument why murder, maybe it's not morally wrong. And that's that. What about war? What if somebody's trying to kill you? Is it not okay to go and kill them first before they kill you? What about the death penalty? Or what about the fact that we are, the animal kingdom? It's just, I take sharks for instance. There's like a mama shark has like 5 or 6 baby sharks inside of her, but only one shark comes out, and that's the shark that eats all the other sharks. Was that morally right on that shark's part? Now, you might say, well, that's the sharks. We're not animals. Well, yes, we are animals. Okay, we have eyes, ears, skin, bones, hair. What haven't I mentioned? We are animals. We're not DNA. It's 99.9 the same as a chimpanzees. There's not very many things I think for sure are right, but I do believe, in fact, we are definitely animals. And in the animal kingdom, they murder all the time. And they'll murder each other. They'll murder other animals. So yeah, I've never murdered anybody. I know I'm arguing on the side of murder, but it's I'm just showing that every single moral that you give me, that this is for sure, you should not do this, or you should do this, or this is definitely, morals are, people who think that morals are black and white. That's where I disagree. I just don't think they're black and white. I think that morals are something that we as humans created. It's not like a real thing. It doesn't have mass. It's not something you can touch. This stick isn't a moral. It's it's just something we've created in our minds, and it helps us get along with each other, and so that we're not all going around killing each other and stealing from each other, and that kind of thing. I think that's what morals are for. That's their purpose. But then what becomes hard is setting the line. Where is the moral line at? Because I don't see, you cannot justify and argue in any sense of any moral that it's black and white. And so it's very tough. And then you might have the great morals, but somebody else doesn't, and they have worse morals, and then you get taken advantage of. I look at the Native Americans or somebody, or just take any peoples really, and let's say one tribe versus another tribe, and they have a disagreement, a moral disagreement, and they go to war, and the person who wipes out the other tribe, are their morals right? I mean, their morals are going to be the ones that survive and that go on to exist, and the other tribe just got wiped out. Their morals are gone. Does that make what's the morals right? Morals are it's just a very interesting, complicated subject. I don't claim to know everything about morals. There's a few things that I say for sure, and that's just little things like, well, those who have strong morals, they seem to be more poorer people, whereas those who don't have as many morals seem to be richer. Not always, obviously. I'm sure there's a lot of moral people who are rich, and I'm sure there's a lot of immoral people that are poor, but as just a generality. And I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of flack on all this, but it's very tough. Like I said, I don't claim to know. I'm not saying for sure I know everything. I don't. I'm not that intelligent. I'm not that smart. I don't know it all. Um, this type of stuff that I think about on a daily basis, um, and it's just interesting. I don't know, but I know, especially for a hobo like me, you got to learn to put your morals aside once in a while, you know, and just do something. Like I said, when I took clothes today from that machine, I wasn't greedy. I didn't. I wasn't looking for items to make money off of. I didn't sit there forever and scour through everything. I didn't trash the place. I just simply kind of lightly picked through. I got 2 t-shirts and 1 pair of pants. All I needed. This is a necessity in life. These aren't the clothes. These are dirty, stinky clothes, but I got the fresh ones now, so I got something clean to change into. And it's just that I don't feel like I morally did anything wrong. Okay, yeah, thou shalt. I stole, and thou shalt not steal. But and I don't know. Did I steal? Somebody gave that away, and I really don't think they. I think they would be happy that it's going to somebody in need. Maybe not though. Maybe they like F the homeless, and they would rather that some company like Goodwill makes a profit off of it. That's what all those most of those companies are all about. They're not about doing goodwill. They'll say that they do. They all claim that they do. They'll have some sort of little charity that they supposedly support. But then how do you know that that money is going to that charity? And I bet you almost anything it's not. It's strictly a profit business. It's America. That's the way things work. And that's just the truth of it. So I really don't feel bad by stealing those clothes. And then that's a Hobo Mackey's morals. Feel free to comment. I understand if you call me immoral. I won't even take offense to it. I would actually just be like, I wouldn't agree nor disagree. I appreciate your opinions, actually. I don't care either way. But yeah, it wouldn't necessarily change my mind. But like I say, I do have a moral line. I kind of just go with what I think is right. I weigh every factor, and I think that I just naturally do a good job just being a good person in general. I think so. I think so. And anyway, all right, everybody. Appreciate you. Have a good one.